Hello again. Welcome to our first webinar of 2019. Before we get started, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Can you do either wave your hand or just put in the chat and let me know that you all can hear? Okay, great. Today we're going to be talking about integration between your CRM systems and your loan origination software platforms. Help you set some goals, rethink your strategy. Before we get started, we do record these webinars and make them available to you shortly after completion. We'll provide the link to you to download the presentation. While the webinar is going on, you can use the chat window to ask your questions. You'll also have time at the end of the technical presentation for your questions. As I said, I'm Debbie Darcy. I'm with Charter Global's Dynamic 365 practice. I'll be your host today. On the presentation with me is Vijay Karatmal, Charter Global's Dynamic 365 architect. Okay, we'll get into our main topic, but first, let's take a poll. Which of these are you using today? Microsoft Dynamics 365, Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2016 on-prem, Loan Origination Software LOS platform, mobility software, or none of the above? All right, let's go ahead and start our main presentation. The majority of you are institutions providing loans and financial services to U.S. farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, and other agribusinesses, rural home buyers, and rural infrastructure providers. You service a $50 billion industry located in rural American areas. You provide the same services to your members and customers that are available to financial clients in urban, financial, and high-tech hubs. It's crucial for you and your employees to be able to properly communicate with your current and potential clients and investors. You need to integrate your standalone Microsoft CRM platforms with your LOS platforms, such as Calyx, Encompass, LendingQB, Velocity. Who are you? You are the loan officers, customer service reps, VP of loan products, the people who use CRM and LOS software on a daily basis. You are the VPs of the business line, VPs of development, the decision makers who select the services your people use on a daily basis. And you're the managers, the data development managers, the Q&A development managers, the product development managers. You're the leaders who appreciate the return on investment for the services your organizations use on a daily basis. We here at Charter Global help you connect your data between your CRM and your LOS instances, enabling you to service your customer needs faster, understand your customers, and be more productive when processing your customers' loans. Unlike other software solution providers, we successfully maintain multiple instances at the same time. This is unheard of. Charter Global provides you with quality deployment and management of your complex wholesale bank and lending systems. What do you say, Vijay? Shall we show these good folks how we at Charter Global can integrate their CRM to LOS systems?
Hey, thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everyone, for joining the webinar. Let's get started with our technical demo. Before we deep dive to the application slide, let's look at the flow of Dynamics 365 with LOS. Dynamics 365 consists of major components like leads, accounts, opportunities, which can be loans, and dashboards. With the help of applications such as Scribe, Kingsway, or any of your existing middleware services, we can easily push data to loan systems in order to perform loan processing, renewals, or any kind of required approvals. The complete process will have the capabilities to keep the data in sync between the LOS and Dynamics 365. This will enable us to get 360-degree view of customer progress. Let's look at the characters or the business users in the loan journey before we start with the application slide. Brad is a loan officer. Sam is the account manager. Jim is the loan admin. And loan manager is Christina. She's also our branch manager, you can say. In typical sales cycle, the loan opportunity can be created at multiple stages. Either it can be a direct opportunity or it can be a lead. Assuming in most of a common sales process, we initiate our loans deals by creating a lead. We have a loan officer, Brad, who creates a lead for Corey, whom he has met during a real estate conference. Once the lead has been nurtured and confirmed by the Brad, it looks like a potential deal. He can go ahead and convert this lead to an opportunity. Dynamics 365 also provides you robust social insights where you can log all of your email communication, phone calls, or any of your activities. Also, by using our team expertise in financial sector, we have customized Dynamics 365 to include business fields and processes in correlation with loan applications. Once the lead has been qualified to an opportunity, it may create an account depending on the pre-existing relationship with the lead. In our current scenario, system has detected that the account for lead Corey's parent company, Metro Housing, pre-exists. This will create an opportunity and associate with the existing account. Also, when the account manager Sam reviews the account, he would be able to view all the latest opportunities in progress with this customer. So again, here the system is providing a helpful insight to Sam so that he can always remain on top of the customer need and provide any help to Brad to close this opportunity. So this is a critical point where the opportunity would be pushed to loan origination system. Again, our loan officer Brad has already qualified the opportunity and is performing his initial due diligence or initial request. A dynamic system has also pre-populated good amount of information from the lead record. This will help Brad to update the opportunity with additional information related to the opportunity value. For example, providing required loan admins, compliance details, and territorial information. Also, all the communications are always up to date with the social communication section, which will eventually help and provide update to customer and account managers. Depending on the initial due diligence completion, the opportunity would be published to a loan system using a preferred integration. The opportunity basically lands over to the LOS system. Our loan admin Jim can take over and start processing the particular loan application. In most of our past client LOS system, we tend to sync the opportunity with the loan pipelines, where it will be assigned or picked up by respective departments. Also, due to our ease of integration, we have a complete control to add additional data and criteria to incoming deals in your LOS system. Once the application is assigned to Jim, he can continue with processing the loan. Also at this stage, we can send update to Dynamics 365 on status of the loan application. For example, if the application final decisions have been made or any pre-closing documents are required, it will sync with Dynamics 365 to the respective loan officer and provide an update on the opportunity. So basically at this stage, the opportunity will be receiving periodic updates from your loan origination system to Dynamics 365. Again, coming back to Dynamics system, our loan manager, Christina, or the branch manager, she can always have a complete overview of a sales team by analyzing the sales performance dashboard. This dashboard gives her the overall progress of open opportunity pipelines, team member goals, who is leading the sales leaderboard, and a strong sense of deals or opportunities win or loss progress. Similar to the sales performance dashboard for the branch manager, also our loan officer, Brad, can keep an eye on his individual progress to check what is daily activities, progress of goals, and lead status. In short, he gets an overview of his own performance, which can help him to drive and put appropriate efforts to generate more leads and close opportunities successfully. So conclusion, this overall quick walkthrough gives us an understanding of how seamless Dynamics 365 can be integrated with the existing LOS, resulting in better understanding of customer needs and increase your overall ROI for applications. So this concludes our quick short demo. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Thank you, Vijay. That was great. Vijay just gave you a lot to think about. I'm sure you have questions about the integration process. I want you to have a few minutes to ask questions of Vijay about CRM, about LOS, and the integration process between the two. We're going to open up the questions now. Any questions, anyone?
Okay, I can see a private question chat has been asked. Let me just bring up to the forum. The question is basically how complex or efforts would be required to integrate Dynamics with our existing LOS. To answer the question, with a past experience, we have been able to complete most of our critical data point integration in 5 to 6 weeks. However, we should take this with a pinch of salt, since some of our business processes are more complex, and depending upon your middleware in the existing LOS, it can have a major dependency. So we have a question coming up here. What integration was used? REST, APIs. Okay, to answer Scott questions, we have been using a combination of web APIs, WCF services, and REST services. So it basically depends, what was provided to us by the client, but extensively we have been using WCF service and plus a combination of REST service to push data to the LOS systems.
Good answer, Vijay. We have another question coming in from Tom. Vijay, how complex of an effort will be required to integrate Dynamics with our existing LOX? Tom has Calix.
Oh, I think we already answered the same question. It just came to me in my chat window. So let's go with the second question. How is user adoption in Dynamics 365 with your existing financial implementations? Okay, it has been really positive with our current team. Being realistic, it takes time for users and large base of users to adopt the application. However, we have achieved a consistency adoption of more than 70%, which is still a fairly good ratio. We also take assistance of industry-proven tools like WalkMe, which basically helps the user to perform the operations like creating opportunities or leads or going through the whole application process cycle.
Okay, here's another question for you, Vijay. Does Dynamics 365 have limited view license for our management team?
Yes, I do think we have a license called team member licenses, but it is little, depends upon how it's a ratio of how much accessibility you want. But we have seen this basically being utilized in larger teams where they only need to have access to dashboards or only to read certain records and entities. So cost could definitely be constrained by using this kind of team member licenses.
Okay, this is Scott, you're testing my brain here. Here's a question for you, Vijay. In your model architecture, where is the master customer record held once a loan funds?
So in our scenario, we have a middleware, a core banking services. So as of now, in our presentation, we are trying to show LOS and the dynamic system. However, we always would be having a core banking application or core banking services. So the data of the customer, like financial data, everything would always be kept in the middleware. But we do have written services with an integration application where we retrieve this information, basically the customer numbers and the customer ID, and try to get into Dynamics. We are also using limited views and virtual entities to restrict any kind of confidential data. I hope, Scott, that helps to understand your answer.
Way back when, before I started in software, I worked in talk radio. And my biggest fear was that I'd be online and nobody would call in with a question. So please, while we have Vijay and his great brain on this, please ask your questions. All right, if we don't have, oh, I'm sorry. We have another question. So it sounds like TeamView license keeps for Dynamics, keeps cost low?
Yes, definitely, Tom. But we always recommend that, do not consider the cost factor, because at the end of the day, you would also need to consider how much features and application you want to use. So team member license, we all only consider in a scenario where we analyze that, the person or the user who is going to access the system is just going to use on a very limited basis, because it restricts to a pretty good level. So it will help you, but we need to do a cost analysis and the benefits which you can utilize with your licenses.
I have a question for you, Vijay. We've been talking about Dynamics 365, but we also mentioned CRM to LOS integration process. Can Charter Global do non-dynamic CRM to LOS integrations? Say, for example, other types of CRM systems.
Yes, definitely, we can do that. Depends upon the which application you have. We have an in-house team. We have pretty much expanded in different CRMs, but we always would give a good suggestion and recommendation on how to integrate with your LOS.
Great. We have a few minutes left in the webinar. I'd like to tell you about Charter Global Inc., but I want to make sure we end on time to respect everyone's schedules. Charter Global partners with the leaders in Dynamics 365 software applications to bring you successful, cost-efficient data integration solutions. This comes only from seeing and doing. If your technical resources have not worked in previous CRM to LOS platform implementations, they will not have the confidence to successfully complete the integration job. Because of Charter Global's experiences in moving and migrating systems, we have the advantages over other partners. Well, we covered a lot of information in a very short time. Thank you. If you have questions, technical, sales related, licensing, you can email Vijay or me at 365solutions@charterglobal.com. Our contact information is on the screen right now. Now, as a thank you for attending today, we're offering you a free performance analysis of Dynamics applications. You can view us on the web at www.charterglobal.com. We also have an awesome blog on our homepage, www.charter.global.com/blog. You'll find it to be a helpful resource. A lot of interesting articles are published here, not just about Dynamics 365, but software in general. Our next webinar will be a deep dive technical demo. Vijay is going to show us how CRM to LOS integration on a live working model of Dynamics 365 and a short list of popular LOS systems. I hope you will join us throughout 2019 for more informational Dynamics 365 webinars. Thanks again. Goodbye from Charter Global, Inc. And this concludes our webinar.